that day actually. So if you look at what our money and business has been in this country, if is studying it going to unveil some sort of potential that we could position for our business? That's our conversation for today, and the phone lines will be opened really shortly, and I'll read your comments as well on the platforms and Facebook and then on X, former Twitter at Nigeria Info PH. I'm going to read your comments on WhatsApp as well, 0809 030 6416. We're still on this time machine, but first, let's look at the big stories in business before we go over to the big topic of the day. I start with this one that gladdened my heart. Okay, maybe I'm not, I cannot be the only one, right? Anyways, it gladdened my heart that the Naira on Tuesday appreciated against the dollar. It actually exchanged for 745 Naira 19 kobo at the investors and exporters window. And that's really a breather there after what we've seen in the past week. Building up to the Independence Week, like we are in now. What exactly it's been like? It's been so it's something, okay? The appreciation of the Naira against the dollar is positive one. For a while, we haven't felt it this way, dropped to 700 and, as it suggests that the Naira is strengthening in value relative to the dollar. So this can be influenced actually by so many factors, changes in supply and demand for foreign exchange, oil prices. Nigeria remains a major oil exporter, isn't it? So, and then the central bank policies. What exactly could it be, and how low can it go? How much can we hope for when it comes to appreciation of the Naira against the dollar? Of course, our fingers are crossed on that one, and we'll find out in coming weeks. Another interesting story we have is about organized labor in Rivers State, saying that they will ensure that civil servants in the state and local government workers as well receive the 35,000 naira increment that the federal government has promised civil servants. That's the federal civil servants were told that they're going to get 35,000 naira wage increment, and now Labour in Rivers State says yes, they're going to ensure that civil servants in the state and local government level as well are going to receive this. Of course, you did on the Morning Crossfire, and that was shot to be yesterday as well. But then it's left a lot of people wondering, how are they exactly going to do that? And one thing I would say is this: their commitment remains to ensure that there are people advocating for the welfare of workers. That's like their key role as labor. So what else do you want them to say? So yes, they will say that. So it also suggests that they may be concerned actually about equal distribution of these kind of policies. And that's always what someone have always asked. So when you say go on strike, all of us will go on strike. And now that this one has happened, how come it's only you that's going to benefit from it? So what is it that is going to happen? Let's know, because the fact that this commitment was made during a radio interview actually suggests that organized labor is using media as a platform to communicate its stance and exert pressure on relevant authorities. And let's see how that works out for them in coming weeks as well. And the final big story I want us to also keep in mind is the fact that the Senate has warned President Bola Akanibo against illegal spending, and they are actually advising him to seek a supplementary budget for the CNG initiative. Of course, you know that the president has said that compressed natural gas bus plan is going to cost money, and that's one of the promises they made to Labour. Remember, for them not to start their strike that was supposed to start yesterday, and it didn't start. And so, it's what we're going to also keep a very close eye on. And this request came actually 48 hours after the president announced measures to cushion the effect, and that was actually what quieting the tension that the Labour was raising at the initial. That was this week. So with this, what exactly is going to happen? So we're also keeping tabs with that one, because the call for a supplementary budget suggests that the Senate believes that additional financial resources may be required, right, for the successful implementation of that initiative. And that's one thing we've also not looked at. It could also mean that the Senate is closely monitoring fiscal matters and responding properly promptly. So let's see how that plays out and whether it's going to delay. Of course, the strike was only suspended and promises were made, and Labour have said, see, we're going to just give you 30 days to implement, or let's see that you're actually doing something. So would this in any way affect the president's or the presidency's effort to keep to the 30 days plan? And what happens next? Of course, we'll keep a tap on that one as well on Talking Figures. Because it's always important that we show you as a business owner or as an investor, wherever you've put your money, that you follow the news, understand what it means for your money movement. Okay? And so you can even plan better. Okay, I'm actually not alone in the studio. I have joining me via telephone actually, because he had to quickly leave the state today, the chairman of the Financial Trade Group at the Port Harcourt Chamber of Commerce, PHACIMMA, Clement Akanibo. Dr. Clement Akanibo joins me. Can you hear me? Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, I'm here.
Yes, thank you for joining me. Thank you for making time for this. I know how much you had to do to be here. Thank you. So, did you hear what I was talking about earlier?
Yes, I have the synopsis.
Yes. Yes, I mean, when I talked about the stories that were in the news, starting with the Naira, what do you think about the Naira appreciating at this time?
Yes, it's very, very, very apt. It's very, very, very important. That shows here that the new central bank governor is working very hard to reverse the ugly situation that has made Naira to lose value over the period. And as it were, is a new appointee that has to show working. You have to make sure that he puts all the indices in place, press all the buttons, and ensure that something is done for the Naira. The economy is.
I'm going to ask that the network cooperates with me today so that we can have a very interesting conversation. We'll have a very interesting conversation coming your way just after a look at the big stories in the business world. And I do hope the network will allow us to have that conversation. Miss Dr. Akanibo, can you hear me? Okay, so I'm going to try to reconnect with him and then I'll return and then we'll delve into the bigger story that we have coming up. I asked you earlier, can Nigeria's economic history of 63 years help us see its potential and challenges today for you, for your business, for your, for you as an investor as well? What is it that we are missing? Do you think that when we look back, we cannot find, some sort of treasure that we could use to position better as a business to continue to grow in Nigeria? So with Nigeria's economic history, 63 years, what do you foresee as its potential? And then what are the coming challenges for your business, for investors, for the economy? We're live on Facebook and on YouTube at Nigeria Info PH. So drop your comments there and we'll read them live after this break. You can also share your thoughts on X, and that's former Twitter at Nigeria Info PH. And the WhatsApp is also open, 0809 030 6416. It's Talking Figures. My name is Choma Ezewanfo. We're going to go on a short break, and when we return, we'll look at your comments. We'll start the conversation from there, and I also hope I'll be able to reconnect with my guest, and that's the chairman of the Financial Trade Group at the Port Harcourt Chamber of Commerce, PHACIMMA, Dr. Clement Akanibo. He has so much to tell us and so much to say. When you think of Nigeria's economy 63 years ago, and when you think of our economy 63 years later, what is it that we should be doing as a business to better position? What lessons can we draw from what we've been doing for the past 63 years? What does it show? What does it tell us? We have these people who read palms. They read your palm. They bring your palm and they can read and they can tell, based on this and this and this and this, that this is going to happen in the future. What if we can actually do that to the economy? We look at the economy in the next 63 years, and based on that and that and that, it becomes a pointer to what we could possibly do, and what it is that we could possibly create to better position the economy for a better future. We all heard on 1st of October all of the conversations that went down and all of what people say. We still have hope, isn't it? We're all still very hopeful. We're all still expecting that Nigeria will be what we all desire to be. It actually starts with conversations of this nature, where we realize that perhaps if we did not devalue the naira, or if we did it earlier, what could it have been? What could have been? What didn't become because of the choices that we made as a nation? Okay, so we're going to be looking at that, and I would try to reconnect with my guest. I hope the network does me good today, and then we'll have this conversation looking deep into the economy in the last 63 years and see exactly what has changed for us and what can change for you, more importantly. And then what do you think? What could be our potential? What could be our potential? What could be your potential? What lessons are you drawing when you look at Nigeria 63 years after? What lessons are you drawing? What is it that you're not going to do with Nigeria anymore? Yes, I want to hear your voice. I want to hear you. Okay, drop your comments 0809 030 6416. That's the WhatsApp number. And then you can also drop your comments on X at Nigeria Info PH. And then you can also join us live on Facebook and YouTube at Nigeria Info PH. And also you can drop your comments there, and we'll get to know exactly what it is that that you're thinking. Your thoughts always make a good part of the conversation we have on Talking Figures. And I think Dr. Akanibo is back. Hello, Dr. Akanibo.
Hello, Chama.
Yes,
I'm here.
good to have you. Good to have you back. All right, so before we go to the big topic, I was asking you about labor. I know you followed what was happened and all the promises made. What do you think when the federal increment was supposed to be for the federal workers, and then labor says they can help it happen at the state level? Very quickly, your thoughts, and then we go on a break.
Now, I quickly give it to the labor that they are very good organized labor, following international standards, because they have also feel the pressure of the economic pressure the federal government is feeling, and as well as the state. So I believe that them agreeing to give enough time, give more time to the government to arrange themselves, because this government is, I'm sure, is with all sincerity, I believe they are serious from the signs that are coming from every direction. They are very serious, but then there has to be time to arrange and plan and then execute. So I am very happy that the labor has been able to understand that this planning and the execution stage has to go on before things go right. So I'm happy about that. So I'm sure they will be done.
But then when you look at the fact that the Senate now has delayed the process of getting the CNG, or it looks like a delay because they are saying they do not want to encourage illegal spending, and so a supplementary budget has to follow. And we know the processes, it could take a while to happen. Okay, what do you think?
Now, this 10th Senate, they are led by very experienced person.
Okay, let's go on a break, Dr. Akanibo. When we get back, we'll talk more.
The show continues after this break on Nigeria Info.
name is Choma Ezewa for leading you on this time machine journey into Nigeria's economy at 6:03. Welcome back. It's time for Insider Tips. Can Nigeria's economic history of 63 years help us see its potential? I have a guest with me. He is chairman of the financial group at the Port Harcourt Chamber of Commerce, PHACIMMA, Clement Akanibo. We'll get right to it now. Dr. Akanibo, you're still with me?
I'm here.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Now, I know you were trying to make a point before we went on that break, and I'm going to let you do that, and then we get into this topic. So go on.
I don't know. Okay, so you see, it is one thing for you to take office, and then you start to break the law, and it is another thing for you to learn from the experiences of others, and make sure that as you step into the office, you follow the law. Yes, it is good that the Senate President is vocal and has observed the President that he has to follow the law, and by applying, because this is finance, you have to apply anything that is not in the budget. How can you spend what is not in the budget? You can't. Okay. So it is very important that the president, and I'm sure they know what to do, and that one doesn't take time, to apply for supplementary budgets in order to accommodate all the upcoming expenditure and ensure that.
All right, Dr. Akani, but now let's get into the very important one that we actually would like to look at today. And
especially at this at least at this early stage.
Okay, Dr. Akanibo, can you still hear me?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So now let's look at Nigeria's economy at 63. From your perspective, I'm quite particular, Dr. Akanibo. Can you give us a brief overview of the most important economic changes and achievements that our country has seen over the past 63 years? Are there achievements or changes, significant changes?
Well, the one of the significant changes that I can tell you very clearly and very quickly is that in 1963, if I want to see my mother in the village, I can't talk to her. I have to travel to the village in order to see her and talk to her. Anybody you want to meet, you need to travel. But you see, over these years, telephone has come, GSM has come, and ease of doing it has contributed very seriously to the ease of doing business. You can now stay here and do business abroad, and then have a desk, a smart desk, and then you are communicating with all your customers and all of that. You see, this is very, very significant, and we have to give it to our head of state, past head of state.
I think that should be Obasanjo now.
I think he made Obasanjo, yes, he made this to happen, and over the period, it has contributed significantly to the ease of doing business, and that is one landmark. And another landmark is in the area of oil and gas, even though it has been over independence on oil and gas.
I was going to come to that.
Has been, yes, but that space over the years has been expanded in such a way that our crude and then foreign investors could come in, cash call and all of that came to play, so that people come in with their money, invest, produce, and then give us what is due to us. But the checking at the other end has not been very impressive, because they can produce 100 and they say they are producing only 20. So we needed to tighten up that and then make sure that we are on course. In agricultural sector, we have completely abandoned agriculture. We have not really, the way we followed oil and gas, if we had followed agriculture, I'm sure that by now we would have been self-sufficient in food production.
That's a very key one you just said.
Yes. And then another area of landmark is in the area because government is run by taxes and levies. Government is run by taxes and levies. Our people are yet to understand the usefulness or the need for them to embrace the culture of taxation and all of that. So that when government come out and promise them they will do this, they will do this, they will do this, they have to understand the fact that this is based on the taxes that is being expected from the people to pay as at when due. And these are the areas that I think that we have made a little mark. It's not very impressive, but we can do better in the coming years.
Interesting. Thank you for sharing that. I mean, the most profound one we shared now is that we would have been self-sufficient if we stayed with agriculture, which was what we started with as a nation when we gained independence. Now, you've witnessed Nigeria's economy evolve. How do you see government's efforts to reduce dependence on oil revenues? What success stories can you share regarding, this whole, we said it over the years. They've always said that they want to diversify the economy. What do you think has happened there? What efforts was taken that you really think was a good move?
Well, I think that in recent times, the government has put and invigorated the Nigerian Export Processing, the Nigerian Export Promotion Council. And these people have been going around promoting non-export. So, and they have encouraged individuals to ensure that they embrace agriculture and they produce the process that will eventually bring in for export, processed agri-business for export. And the campaign is ongoing, and we believe that this is a step in the right direction. And if you look at the Bureau for Statistics figures in recent times, you will discover that the non-oil export figures are going up, and very encouraging. So we encourage government to continue this process through the Nigerian Export Promotion Council to preach the gospel of the gains that we can get, and then also government should encourage small and medium enterprises to establish and then be able to be processing for export. The Port Harcourt Chamber of Commerce is strategically positioned to ensure that they drive this process also. So they are they are the custodian of the umbrella of the organized private sector, so that everything is there, and they are well connected with international companies that can ensure that this is achieved.
Okay. All right, Dr. Akanibo, let's open the phone lines at this point, 0817-923-0002. And you can also call 0817-923-0003. I'm asking what you think about, when you think about Nigeria's economy at 63, what is it that you find that we can draw and explore? Our guest has said, as Dr. Akanibo has said, that he believes that if we had stayed on agriculture, just as we know how we started, that by now we would have been self-sufficient. Do you agree with that? Okay, well, what else do you think that if we had continued to do, that we would have done, much better than we are doing with our economy as a nation? What else do you think that we would have done much better if we stayed on it? All right, I would like to hear your thoughts now. You can also call 0817-923-0007. Yes, 0817-923-0009 is also another number that you can call. What is it that you think that when we look at our country's economy for the past 63 years as a nation, that we can draw, lessons we can draw to actually improve the future? Hello, good afternoon.
Hello.
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, I can hear you. Go on.
Okay.
You know you have to turn off your radio so that you can talk freely.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, but you have to turn off your radio so you can talk. You have to turn off your radio.
Can you hear me now?
Go on.
Okay, so in my opinion, I also think Nigeria should have stayed on the agricultural sector as a nation to continue to grow our economy. Because as you can see, going into other things normally doesn't prove productive to other Nigerians.
Okay. And now, are you into agriculture yet? Are you into agriculture? Since you agree. Oh, okay. I was going to ask if she agrees. Since she agrees that yes, agriculture would have done us good, whether she also whether she's actually joined the agricultural boss and gotten us. Hello. Okay, I lost that one. Hello, good afternoon. Okay, yeah, you can call 0817 923 0009. You can also call 0817 923 0002. The question is what you think lessons we can draw from Nigeria's economy at 63. I have Clement from NTA Road. Hello, Clement. Good afternoon. Oh, I've lost that one. I also have Ima calling from Rumukuta. Hello, Ima. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, good to have you join us. Welcome to Talking
Good afternoon to our guest.
Yes.
Yes, I want to measure on the point that our guest said that we have recorded the telecommunication achievement. It was referring to the handsets. So I want to ask, that's the achievement. Because the placement was not that, or to the point that we produce those handsets by ourselves here. Other people of advanced technology, they produce, like South Korea, China, and other countries, Germany, they produce and we import. Is that an achievement? To me, I would have called it achievement if it had to be that the establishment was able to help us to be producing. That was when I would have called it achievement. When others are producing.
Okay.
So I don't see it as an achievement, personally to myself. Thank you.
But I believe, hold on now, Ima. I believe that I think I've come across phones that were actually done here in Nigeria. Was I hallucinating or there's nothing like that? I don't know. But anyways, I agree with you that we should have attained that level of development where we can actually produce our own mobile phones. Let me ask the guest now and see what he thinks. Thank you for sharing your thoughts, Ima. Okay, Dr. Akanibo, what do you think? This caller says that he believes that the real achievement would have been if we can now produce our own mobile phones. What do you think? Can you hear me? Okay, so I hope we get a clearer line. Let me just take another call while we figure out why that's not. All right, Clement from NTA Road. I've also lost that call. Yes, you can call 0817 923 0002. You can also call 0817 923 0003. What is it that you believe that if we had continued to do, 63 years ago, that would have, hit a major milestone now? Should we still do that thing that you think? Okay, we have Dr. Akanibo online. The network should do us good today. Hello, Dr. Akanibo. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now, Dr. Akanibo? Can you hear me now, Dr. Akanibo? Okay, he still cannot hear me, so I'm going to have to call him again and see how that goes. But the one thing is clear that if we had, I would have loved to hear his thought, by the way. So when I reconnect, I believe that he will share that with us as well, because Ima thinks that if we had actually gotten our own ability to produce and manufacture our own phones, perhaps, just maybe, would have gotten the headway in our economy by now. Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon.
Yeah, Clement from NTA Road. Is that Claire?
No, Rex on the line. This is Rex.
Okay, go on.
Yes, actually, we shouldn't be able to go by a particular economy. What you're talking about is what how we are able to manage whatever we are able to produce.
Okay.
It is not a particular thing that produces that matters. What matters is how we are able to manage what we produce. Nigeria will produce oil, manage our oil very well. Oil can make Nigeria one of the richest countries in the world. But we are not able to manage the oil production we have in Nigeria to able to grow our economy. So if we say it should be agriculture, what we produce agriculture and we are not able to manage it, can the economy grow from there?
Okay.
So we should be talking about management of what we are able to produce, not a particular production. Thank you very much. Rex on the line.
Okay, thank you for sharing your thoughts there. It's all about production for this caller now. Okay, let's take maybe one more call and then we get back to our guest. I've been able to reconnect with him. Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yes.
Okay, for me, I would say that, of course, we talked about Nigeria started with agriculture. I could remember even in our schools, we talked about how Nigeria used to be the largest producer of cocoa. We know about the granite pyramid in Kano, and we know about the rubber plantation in the southwest. Sorry, in the west, if I'm not mistaken. You see, now all these have gone horrible. And currently, now, I learned that we are the highest producer of cassava, if I'm not mistaken. And we know that we get like, if not 4 or 5, what's it called? We can process finished products. I think 4 or 5 finished products from cassava. Flour, starch, what is it? From cassava, right? So if we invest or we think critically in agriculture, we are the largest user of cassava now. I don't know if I am correct, which is a good thing, because I used to think that even we cannot produce. But now I have changed that mindset that we can produce cassava. So if we can concentrate on just the same way people are rushing to Ukraine to get grains, they should be rushing to Nigeria to get cassava. I like to go to Singapore to get a palm front. How Nigerians pushing, one government, how they pushing cassava. So for me, not looking at oil, I'm looking at...
Please, can you unmute me? Unmute.
Thank you.
All right, so our guest is back. Thank you for your thoughts there, for sharing your thoughts there. So our guest is back now. Dr. Akanibo, you can hear me, right? Can you hear me, Dr. Akanibo? All right, so I was going to ask you, but I don't know what this network is doing today. Can you hear me now, Dr. Akanibo? I can hear you. I muted? No, I didn't. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So now, I don't know if you heard some of the callers. The first one asked that he believes that if we had actually focused on agriculture, Okay, no, that's the first caller. The next caller was saying that he believes that it would have been a significant achievement if we have started producing our own phones by now, because it's actually been a very long time since phones came into Nigeria and helped the eased off our ways of doing business. So, what do you think?
Yes, I think the same thing. Thank God for technology now, and thank God for Harcourt Chamber of Commerce, and thank God for the food fair and everything that is being organized. If you come to the Harcourt Chamber of Commerce, you discover that there are trade fairs, international trade fairs, where you have opportunity to meet with business people, small and business enterprises that deal on food fair. And you see all the technology for processing agri products and processing food products. So we encourage, we have everything on ground. It's just for us to create this awareness and let every business person who is in the food business to rally around, especially at the Harcourt Chamber of Commerce level, so that they can benefit from this international trade fair, which is highly subsidized also. Because if you are coming from the Harcourt Chamber of Commerce to China, for example, you do not pay the kind of fare or expenses that ordinarily, if you are on your own, you want to go to China.
Okay.
There are subsidies through the Harcourt Chamber of Commerce. And you go there and come. When I first went to America for the small business conference, I couldn't believe it. I paid just a country sum to get to America and attended the conference for 4 days. And I know I got from them. So I think that we have everything just for us to harness. And I can assure you, in this process, the Rivers State government has already promised that, look, if you look at their agenda of Kubara, you see agriculture is top at the most. So let farmers join association, their respective trade association, then come into the Harcourt Chamber of Commerce umbrella, then the rest will be peaceful. We are going to make a revolution.
Okay, now I want to take another call, but first I want you to just process this so that when I get back to you, you can share this with us. The 5 things you can learn from Nigeria's economy at 63. Okay, so let's take this call, and then when we get back, we'll look at the 5 key things we can learn from Nigeria's economy at 63. Just stay there. Let's take this call. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, you're welcome to Follow the Money. Sorry, talking figures.
Yeah, my name is Mike. I'm calling from
All right.
I just want to ask you if that short is border.
Okay, could you speak up a bit, please?
No, I want to ask. Can you hear me?
Now, yeah, go on.
My question: Nigeria will shut its borders today. Is it sure that Nigeria is self-sustained? I mean, we can manufacture our own machine that can process our farm produce. Just like the other caller said, that people that can manufacture phones, I mean, can manufacture machines that can produce those ICs and then manufacture those. I mean, we shut our borders and we can be self-sustained. I mean, if he's certain that Nigeria can, I want him to explain to me, please.
Okay. Okay, all right. Okay, Dr. Akanibo, can you hear me? Can you still hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing you. Yes, I'm hearing you.
Okay, so this caller is asking self-sufficiency. How can we attain self-sufficiency? If they close our borders today, what can we manufacture on our own?
There are many things that we can manufacture. Now, you cannot stay in your house and have all this information. What you need to do is you are a cassava farmer, you have to join the cassava group.
No, hold on. Beyond agriculture now, beyond farming, when you look at the country's economy, how can we become, are we self-sufficient? Do we have the potential to be? How can we get there?
Yes, we have the potential. If you go abroad, you discover that the engine room of people who are inventors and manufacturers in the area of automobile and all these things are Nigerians. They left this country and even when we have finished training them, they went there and did the engine room of manufacturing. For the foreign qualifiers, maybe they have the right environment for it, and then they have the right encouragement and all of that. So that I think that with the youths, the upcoming youths, we have incubators. If you go to where we have, you see in the television, you saw somebody was trying to manufacture a helicopter. They are there. It's for us to pick up this talent, put them in incubators, in a place that we can train them, bring them up, encourage them, and let them show their potentials. And then we take off from there. But of course, we are in hurry. We also have these technologies which we can import the technologies and then use it to our advantage in the maintain, while we also explore ways and means of producing, manufacturing these technologies to our advantage. That's
okay. All right. Now, as we wrap up, Dr. Akanibo, what are those 5 things that you can learn from Nigeria's economy at 63? 5 key things now.
Well, the journey after 63 years, the Nigerian economy after independence. Number 1, we realize that we have been over-emphasizing oil and gas. And therefore, it is time for us to divest. That is the money that we get from oil and gas. Perhaps we should have used it to invest and develop agriculture and other sectors that is sustainable. Then, number 2, we started with agriculture, and we know that agriculture is very, very important. In abroad, farmers are the very rich people, farmers, very rich people. But here, we abandon completely farming. We also have to learn that at this time, after 63 years, we have to go back and embrace agriculture. Thank God for technology. You don't have to use cutlass to cut grasses now. You can get technology to clear bush, and then this only.
Can you quickly mention the 2 ones? The remaining 2.
Okay. Now we also say that the banking sector has not.
Are you aware that Cool FM, Wazobia FM, and Nigeria
on that very quick break, and you have 2 more. You're owing us 2 more of the things you can learn from Nigeria's economy at 63. Can we wrap that up?
Okay, Nigeria at 63. We have been one of the best farmers in terms of aquaculture. Fishermen. But gradually, over period, we have lost even the second position, even the third position. We are no more in that race. But we are fishermen, especially those of us from the riverine areas. And they are trawlers. Why can't we get trawlers with technology that go down? Like you go high level deep sea fishing. Like you go and then do it and process it and eat it and then for sale and for export also. If government can gather put them together who are interested in this area because the forest is interested in buy trawler for them. They can do this for us. They can have enough fish to eat and then people export. And then we are saying that at 63, we are still not familiar or comfortable with taxes, paying our taxes.
All right, Dr. Akanibo. Yeah, we have to stop the conversation here at this point. It's been a very interesting one. I really wish you were live in the studio, but what can I say? These things happen, right? Okay, so that's it actually for today. This was a chairman of the financial group of at the Port Harcourt Chamber of Commerce, PHACIMMA, Clement Akanibo. He was supposed to be in the studio, but something came up, but we needed to wrap this up. But he was still able to join us online. Thank you so much, Dr. Akanibo, for making time for this. All right, so that's Talking Figures for today. He actually listed 5 things you can learn from Nigeria's economy at 63. I hope you make something with it for your business and as an investor. And of course, if you weren't able to really decipher due to the environment, there was a lot of interference I could notice. Okay, so this is going to be available on Facebook. You can also actually go and watch it again and see what you can draw from there. All right, at Nigeria Info PH. So thank you so much for joining me today on Talking Figures. And it's been a very interesting conversation. So much to learn, despite what the network tried to do on today's show. We're able to see the other side. Thank you. We'll do this again next week, Wednesday. My name is Choma Ezewanfor. Rivers Today is up next. After that, Hard Facts with Kalada comes your way. And of course, you're going to have a lovely time. So stay tuned.